Yeah, I'm ready. Wait, what did MJ say we're calling this again? Oh, right. No, I got it. I know we're live. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Live. In person, live Raw. Welcome back to News of My Fiance, Raw, live, in person, live Raw with Morgan Jones.
That's me. I'm awake.
And DJ, and myself, DJ Ambush. We're reporting live from the 5-alarm fire that is Portland, Oregon. And today it kind of feels like a 5-alarm fire. It's hot.
It's 100 in hell outside.
It's a scorcher.
Yeah. It's a hard pass is what it is.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us, whether you're in an air-conditioned environment or not. Thank you. We really, really appreciate your support. Be a part of the program. Hop in the text. Hop in the chat. We are up on Facebook. We are up on Twitch. Where else? We're up on the YouTubes. Join the conversation.
Yeah. Get involved.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our studio sponsors, L&J Industries, for providing this dope space each week. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our production team, Kyle of Residual Audio, Jess and Ross, and our remote quality controller, Michelle, for making sure that our show happens every single Monday. And of course, shout out to y'all for watching, listening, being here, and staying engaged with us.
Now, before we get started, fiancés, make sure you hit that bell, like, subscribe, comment, rate, do all of the things.
All of it.
It's important. Make sure the algorithm notices us. Become a member over at patreon.com/newsofmyfiance to support our ever-expanding show. We just want to be able to spend some quality time with you whilst paying the bills. Now, let's get the quality time popping.
We love quality time.
We do.
Before we start the show, I want to say that I saw a thread today that said free Congo, free Palestine, free Haiti, free Hawaii, free Puerto Rico. Ooh. Settler colonialism is inhumane in every instance, and that's my personal politics. And I feel like, yep.
I messes with that.
Yeah,
Yeah. That rings true for me
let's
as well.
Be reminding folks of the things at all times.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, AJ. She said, I made it.
AJ, you're here.
You are.
Hello.
Yeah. Eric hit the like.
Steinhauser?
Correct.
See, I probably shouldn't do that.
I did that on purpose. I wanted you to have to guess, knowing there's only one Eric that you and I know. Well, two.
Yeah, I'm like, we know more than one Eric, but it makes me excited that it's Eric Steinhauser.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
But next time, don't make me guess.
Fine. Like it's actual work or something, you know? Women. Am I right?
That's 2 times in like 76 seconds.
The first time was off the air, so it doesn't count.
But it was within the time frame I just said.
Maybe. I don't know. It's debatable. We'll run the clock back, you know. If need be, we'll edit it in.
Will we?
Or out, you know. Whatever's clever. Yeah. You had something?
No, yeah. Well, sorry, I was reading the chat. AJ said I had a meeting that I was like, I must stay on time so I could listen to this.
Nice.
Thank you. And shout out to Greg in the chat. He said this weekend been crazy.
Yo, it has. It has.
In so many ways.
Yeah.
So many ways.
Yeah.
What were you saying though?
I was going to commentary on the heat.
Oh, like, more of that.
Yeah. First off, shout out to the homie. Millie's in town.
Yeah.
If she didn't have a company dinner, she said she would have joined us tonight. So, you know, maybe we'll get Millie later on.
I think this works perfectly for me. I think I'd be too nervous.
Yeah, you just.
I would be so nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
in the best way though. Like I absolutely love her.
It's dumb hot.
Yeah.
And again, appreciate everyone for showing up. We showed up, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is all business above the table, but below, down to my skivvies. It's a pleasure.
This is literally a lie.
What?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I was shocked by you using the word skivvies.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it all day.
If I'm honest.
I have been like, do I want to roll skivvies out tonight?
You threw me for a loop. And so when I'm thrown for a loop, honesty is my first thought.
We're early in our streaming career, and I want to get skivvies out, if that's okay.
And I apologize for stepping on it.
It's all right. Jokes.
Shout out to Jay in the chat, who also said, hey, I'm with AJ. Made sure I could tune in.
Nice.
Shout out to you, boo.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very interesting weekend. Yesterday was Sunday. Okay, right.
Usually.
What happened on Saturday? This is bad. There's so much going on. I'm always forgetting things. There was an event or something, right?
Are you talking about like in our actual life?
Yeah. All I know is Sunday was so hectic yesterday because the fuel pump went on my car that we didn't get to watch Baddies last night, which is our Sunday night tradition. It's completely thrown off.
Ruining Bree's life.
Come on, what are we doing here? Yeah, so that was a unexpected sitch there. It's in 1993. So if the fuel pump goes, I'm not going to have too many complaints about that. But no one wants to sit out in the Wendy's parking lot for hours in that sweltering heat.
Nobody
wants to. And I had nerve to break out a laptop and try to get some work done.
That was silly.
What are you going to do?
When Lily and I pulled up to save the day, as we do.
Absolutely.
This man was sitting in his car with his laptop open, just typing away.
My man's my OG. Kenny, what's good? He said K Boogie, what's it hitting for?
Hey.
Listen. Kenny, I'm going to hit you this week. Kenny. Kenny was my OG when I was doing security and then managing Club 923.
Okay.
He and the owner, like, best buds. The
Love
homies,
it.
brothers. And Kenny was the type of dude, real smooth, chill at the door with a cigar and just watch stuff. And if need be, tap me on the shoulder. Hey,
Go handle that. You see that?
Kenny's nice with it.
Love it.
Kenny's nice with it. I hope you're somewhere chilling, B. I love Kenny B.
I love that.
Yes. My Philly O-heads.
Also here for a reconnection at all times. You know?
Absolutely. So back to that car.
I say that and I will not get back on Facebook.
No.
I mean, I'm there.
Yeah.
And delete it.
So back to that car, right? Luckily, you and Lily came, saved the day. We got the car towed to the house.
Yeah.
My mechanic is on Killingsworth. Twans.
Yeah. Shout out to Twans.
Oh, great guys. So I told MJ, I said, I got to get the car, the Twans today, holler at them. They got tow truck guys that they work with, be able to knock this out. And MJ was like, can you just call? And I was like, it's kind of hard to get them on the phone. And, I'm glad I did go.
I'm glad you went too.
Yeah. So I pull up, right? There's a tow truck service already in there because they're dropping a car. So I'm like, all right, kill two birds, two stones. Nope, kill one bird, two stones. Also, probably should stop using the analogy. In any event, I walk in the parking lot and I say to the tow truck guy, I was like, hey, what do you got after this? He was like, I got to check with dispatch. I said, I need something to get picked up. It's like 10 minutes away. And he was like, okay, see what I could do. So at this point, now we're talking off the record. We're not dealing with the dispatch. I'm dealing directly with you.
Yeah.
Who's going to know?
Cash money, just to
cash
you,
money
buddy.
in hand. Black operations. So, what does he quote me?
Black operations is hilarious.
$275.
To go from
I told this guy
14th, 13th in Killingsworth
to Mississippi and Fremont.
Yeah.
I told him 10 minutes away. How could you in this heat and this economy under this administration? There's three factors right there. Heat, economy, administration. This is what we're doing? Disrespectful. So anyways, I gets in there, see the homies. They quote me an excellent price on getting the fuel pump done with the labor and parts. Oh, excellent price. It's still pricey, but excellent price. And then I'm like, all right, well, now I got to, dump this money for this tow. $275. Everybody in the office was like, "What? $275?
So what kind of dummy are you?
No, we gotta do it for $90." And I'm like, okay. This is what I'm talking about.
It's called community.
Having a mechanic you can trust
Crazy.
is priceless.
Goes nuts.
When I moved from Philly out here, that was one of the things I had a concern about. There were different things I had in pocket. There was a mechanics I could trust. There was a porta potty guy I could trust. I could deal with him off the books. Whenever I was having an event, if I called him, he'd drop a porta potty for 6 hours, $75. Hello. Yeah.
What economy was that?
I don't got no Portland porta potty guy. There's no PDX porta potty guy. Where you at? Holla at me in the chat. You know?
Actually, since we're making asks, I'm looking for PDX boat friend.
No, you don't want that.
Yes, I do. I want to be on a boat. It's too hot.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, get on the water.
On the water.
Yeah. And I don't have friends with boats. You know? Well, I do. Eric. You know? Eric's got a boat. But he's also very busy and important. So.
Very.
I need a friend with a boat that can move on my time.
I'm sorry.
Does it exist?
That was extra funny because I need your boat when I need it. You know?
Well, because I can't always go out on your boat when you're going out on your boat, you know?
Are we fishing?
My mom might have fell down. I might have got to do something.
Are we fishing?
We're not fishing. No. This is leisure.
Fishing is leisure.
For someone. For you.
For this one.
Is what I meant. For you. It's that. No, thank you.
I'm going to give you guys a peek into how the black man is treated in our home. My leisure is suppressed and squashed.
No.
By the man.
Yeah.
And the woe man.
There she is.
By the females.
Please, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
Heavy on the feet.
Female. Got to be extra.
That's really West Coast female.
Oh, that's not how y'all say it?
I don't think we do female back. Female.
You probably don't.
Female. Nah, yeah.
Yeah, there's more disdain here.
Yeah, we just... There's more West Coast disdain with it.
We on the West really hate women. Just like, fuck them females.
There's more disdain here.
The fact that female was supposed to be the nice way, like that was you not saying bitch, like that is
kind of it's
gonna
wild.
Forever be wild for the night for
wild.
me. Like
yeah.
Oh
my god,
that's a female. Right.
That is
would definitely give it some extras.
Oh my god. So that kind of threw things off because today was the first day of my IFCC residency.
Yeah,
shout out to them.
Round of applause.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them. Shout out to you.
Yeah. So I had it all
Big
mapped out.
Okay. We see you. A little bit.
So had it all mapped out what my day was going to be. Take some stuff from storage, move it in, start setting things up. I have a session tomorrow already. Olivia.
Oh.
Yeah, Olivia's session is tomorrow. So, with...
You wilding. You ain't even moved in yet.
She had the date, and I was like, what's it? Just a podcast session? Oh, I can set that up. Boom, yeah, boom. Right?
I mean, you can.
It's just like,
I don't know how cute it's going to be.
Yeah.
Is this a video? Is this audio
it's
only?
not. It's audio. It's audio only.
Olivia
So we're good. Should be straight. Should be straight. So it definitely just, it threw things, out of whack. But I'm very, very happy to have moved in. The AC in there is pumping.
Oh, we love to hear that.
Yes. The room has beautiful, beautiful natural light coming in.
Yeah.
There's shade where it needs to be. It's going to be amazing.
Give you the Monstera to take there.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
My Monstera is doing bad, guys. It's just not getting enough sun. Not enough light.
Well, come take a look. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
You pick the window. Shout out to your herd because this is the room that they were in, the gallery. So I was able to see how they were working in that room and really make it multi-purpose, and it definitely inspired some of the things we're going to be doing in there. So we will be producing some additional content from that studio space. There was something. And we're also going to be producing the Black Podcast Festival out of that space.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
We do have a date. It is August 2nd.
That's
Remember, it'll be here in no time.
Yeah.
It's like 8 weeks
tomorrow.
away. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
Why'd
man.
you do it in the early part?
Do it in the early part?
Yeah, why'd you do it in the early part of August?
Because my residency is over on the 10th.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I think you picked a great day.
and everyone wants to book the final weekend.
Sorry. Of course. Yeah. No.
And I was like, let me get ahead of that. Let me get in there in a second. So, shout out to everyone else in the cohort. I'm in there with 3 other artists. There's one gentleman, I believe it was Brendan. He has a band.
Oh, very cool.
So they're going to be in the dance studio. Kat has a theater space downstairs. I can't remember who's upstairs in the middle. Oh, it's not Low Steel, is it? Can't remember. There was a vocalist that has that middle room, though. But in any event, IFCC Residency, you're going to see a lot of, content from me while I'm in that space. I don't know. I might go TikTok crazy. Who knows? I need to put something up there.
And we got a question in the chat, and it is, but do they have a porta potty?
No.
So you still don't have a porta potty, man?
I still have a porta potty person. But there's plenty of operable bathrooms there.
I mean, that's fantastic. But it didn't help you reach a different goal.
It didn't.
That's okay.
It did not. It did not.
Before we get too far into the other recaps and things, just want to say what we're going to chat about.
Let's do it.
We're doing a local, we're doing some national tonight. And in the second half, we will be talking about Portland. Oh, we rich. We got money now.
Terrible.
The city is set to spend about $900,000 on fences on 2 corners.
What?
Well, someone has to keep the dirty pores away from these corners downtown.
Well, you should have led with that. I'd agree with it.
Yeah. Well, just wait sometimes. And then standing back and standing by, whose fight is liberation?
Good question.
We're going to talk about collective liberation. The multiple kinds of feelings that we can have in moments of upset, unrest, uprising. We had a great conversation in our group chat today, and I think we'll carry some of that over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the break, I will definitely be jumping into some Sly Stone, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Man.
I didn't even get to see what happened. Do we?
I don't know.
Do we know how?
I'm not sure I passed. All I know is Dead President soundtrack. When If You Want Me to Stay popped on that film, it was like, what?
I'm telling you. Dang. He was 82. Okay.
Mans did it. And this documentary just dropped, I believe, like a month ago?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Questlove produced it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Rough stuff. If You Want Me to Stay is definitely like around my house. My dad sang that all the time. Just doing stuff,
Yeah.
And a lot of Sly got sang by the one and only Nick Jones, but that one right there, a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I too had feelings when it popped up on the Dead President soundtrack.
Yeah.
So
what are you talking about over here? Oh, what's going on? The Protestants are at it again.
You're not supposed to say it with a question mark.
Yeah. I don't know what they up to. What happened? What are they doing?
Bruh.
Are they persecuting? What's happening?
Well, what are they usually doing?
Minding other people's business.
Hello.
Right.
And it's amazing that with all of your getting away from religious and things, that you still know that.
There's a level of consistency when it comes to all these religions, to be clear.
That's also true. Yeah. Let's see. What's the quick way to say it? The Southern Baptists are targeting P/Orn.
Okay.
It's the best way to say that for me. because they're now calling it corn on the internet, and I don't like it.
Adult entertainment.
That.
Yeah.
Sports betting, same-sex marriage, and willful childlessness.
What is willful childlessness?
Well, have you ever heard of a double income, no kids kind of situation? A dink, if you will.
Wait, run this back.
Have you not? Wait,
No.
honestly, have you not?
No. I've heard of it. I'm trying to understand what you're saying their problem is with it and what they want to do about it.
Oh, well, I haven't said that yet. They want people to have babies.
Then have them.
They want all people to have babies.
You have as many for anyone it's not. What are you talking about? You got a quota? All right, you and your congregation fill the quota. What are we talking about? I'm not Protestant. I think I've done my fair share. But regardless, what are we doing?
Well.
Nah.
So they had a meeting in Dallas with a fresh batch of resolutions that feels more like a little less like spiritual guidance and more like theocratic demands of how everyone else should live and not just the members of their church. And they're targeting everyone from porn and sports betting to same-sex marriages and people who do not want to have kids. And pushing to legally ban all of that.
They want to legally ban people's ability to not have kids.
Yes.
So they want to force everyone to have children.
Yes.
Are they taking care of these children?
Who?
The Protestants. Are there scholarships? What are they doing?
No.
Are there pamper drives? What exactly is happening here?
Control.
I can't understand. Some of these things, I don't understand how it goes from idea to legislation. I honestly, not even that, in between. How it goes from idea to someone typing it and printing it or emailing it. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I'll say this. So the Southern Baptist Church is the largest Protestant denomination. And they have a long history with using religion to enforce hierarchy and control, patriarchy. And the reason that they split from other Baptists in the 1800s so they could keep enslaving people. So I think that we kind of understand, if that's your origin story. And to be clear, we understand that there are plenty of Black Southern Baptists. There are plenty of non-white Black Southern Baptists. Why did you look at me like that?
I mean, this is, and no, I want to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just finish. So their entire story, their origin story is rooted in, defending and upholding white supremacy. And even though they love to rebrand, their politics often have strayed from their original mission.
Okay.
And they were the major players in the moral majority movement in the 80s, if you'll remember that time.
I do remember.
I don't remember it the time.
I was front lines paying attention between in the 80s.
Sorry.
Between Silverhawks, Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse.
What?
And Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. Of course,
These are three things I've literally never heard of.
All right, Danger Mouse. You've heard of Danger Mouse.
Yes.
All right, yeah. While that was going on, I was also paying attention to the Protestants.
Being the moral majority.
Yeah. I was up on my news, bro.
So then you already know that they are a key ally in the rise of right-wing Christian nationalism. That's their brand. That's what they do. They helped push Ronald Reagan into power.
Great.
And aligned with the late, great Jerry Falwell. He's late, right?
Awesome.
He's dead?
Yeah, I believe so.
Late, great Jerry Falwell.
Yeah. Cool.
And, weaponized religion to attack civil rights, feminism, LGBTQ plus folks, any liberation effort.
Right.
They've been great at tamping that down.
This is where I begin to feel some type of way, because why aren't they being tamped down? Like,
Well, sorry.
Like, you've given the villain origin story. You have. I feel like there are ways to kind of like, subvert and change the trajectory of history. And usually the answer to that is violence. Why isn't anyone cutting off their microphones, kicking over the pulpits, popping people in the mouth? You cannot tell me. You cannot just give me camera. You cannot, under any circumstances, think you'll be able to mandate the amount of children that I or my offspring have without somebody giving you a fresh one. Because at that point you've earned one.
Kind of always gonna be fucking funny.
You've earned one.
Get a fresh one is nuts.
I mean, imagine.
Who said that? Who started? I'm sorry. I don't mean to take it to
Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci. I don't know if it was Casino.
It's definitely not where it came from.
Well,
that's where it got to you. Yeah. Joe Pesci ain't the first one to say, "Let me give you a fresh one." let me tell you this about that.
Oh my God! Shout out to James in the chat. Shout out to Steve in the chat.
What up, Steve?
What up, my boy Britt, Chef Britt? Yes.
Yo.
Like, come on, I'm not doing. This is what I'm saying. There's things that are happening where there's just too much talking and discussion and deliberation. And I understand this goes back to them wearing the powdered wigs and all of that stuff. And all they did was pomp and circumstance. And I believe, sir. So, listen, no. It's today. It's 2025. You cannot tell someone that they have to have children and think you're not going to get popped in your mouth. How you gonna make me have children? You gonna come in the bedroom? You gonna make me have children?
I love
physically gonna make me have children?
I feel like you've never watched The Handmaid's Tale.
Listen, okay. I've seen The Handmaid's Tale. I'm on what season? One more, season 4? I think I'm in 4.
Honestly, I don't know where you are.
But this is what, like, to now. What's the penalties they want for this? Do we know?
Oh, yeah. So let me back up just a touch.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. I'm upset.
Just to say that their conservative views have just gotten more conservative over time, and they now dominate that entire denomination.
Sweet.
Is that right? They are, the Southern Baptist Church is a denomination of Protestant?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, their denomination is much more conservative than others. And this is just a much larger part of the Christian nationalist political push, and it's made more viable by House Speaker Mike Johnson, who is a Southern Baptist in power.
To my point.
So the week's agenda was to ban everything basically but patriarchy. They want to reverse same-sex marriages nationwide. They want to outlaw pornography. They want to crack down on sports betting, which is hilarious because there's other kind of gambles out there. I don't know exactly why that specifically is the big issue. And I'm guessing there's a lot of conservative people making a lot of money off of those sports betting right now, off of the sports ball bets.
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure what that's about. Probably a petty beef. They want to promote policies that pressure people to have more kids. And
sweet.
They also want to kick out any of the churches that allow women to preach. Like if you got a lady preacher, fuck out of here. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
And here's the one that you don't see coming. You didn't see this one coming. I know you didn't for sure. They want to defund, their own words, their own public policy arm because it is not anti-abortion enough. And if you're like, what do you mean their public policy arm? I mean, the people that lobby are elected officials.
They want to defund their own lobbyists?
They want to change it up. You know, we're going to have to find new lobbyists. We're not going to do this way anymore because some of you people are big old pussies, I guess. And you think that everybody gets to make their own decisions when it comes to their bods. So why would we be spending money on people that are going to say the thing that we don't want them to? I don't know.
For people that love Jesus so much, they sure hate Palestine.
Well, have you heard of Israel? That's where Jesus is from.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, well, that's what's on.
I also have the privilege of currently living in a state where these things aren't really my issue. So I don't have to directly deal with it.
Right.
But I could not imagine not showing up to a town hall and just like not throwing tomatoes. Like I'm not doing this.
Tomato.
These fever dreams, these wild fantasies.
Yeah.
You need to entertain that shit in private, bro. You need to keep that at the church in the sermons on Sundays and Wednesday night service. I don't want to deal with that shit. We're out here dealing with real shit. We're dealing with all types of communities all over the place, under-resourced. And you're saying what we need is more kids. For what? For what? People can barely afford to live now, and you want to force them to be even more impoverished. Like you're paying for it. That's the other part to me.
Hello.
You're not putting up scholarships. You're closing down all types of community centers and arts programs, everything that people need. You want to change the way the healthcare system works. You want to get rid of all of these things. All of these, what do they call them? Safety nets. But you want to force people to have kids.
Well, if you weren't so lazy, you wouldn't need a safety net.
Bootstraps. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
This is like kind of on you, you know? I would say that every single piece of it is actually about control, right? And that's why we do all actually have to deal with it, because they don't actually care if, how many babies get born. They are literally just trying to control anybody who can have a baby.
Right.
I'm going to make sure that I got something to do with it, whether it's a...
But you can't be in the boardroom if you're in the nursery.
Say it again?
You can't be in the boardroom if you're in the nursery.
Well, you could. I mean...
Well, they don't want you in the boardroom. For sure.
They certainly don't. But they're not. But I want to be clear. This is not like, let's create a society that is functional. Mm-mm. And we have all this control. Like, that's not... The point isn't for it to make sense to anyone dealing with it. Real quick, I have to say this. Matt in the chat, what up, Matt? Said,
You're Matt.
No female preachers.
AJ says celibacy about the trend in ways the GOP cannot imagine. Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's the thing. Bring the babies to work. If we did,
don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah. Well, number one, if all the babies came to work, they would shut down. You're fired. All you vaginas are fired. That's happening. That's how that's going.
Yeah.
You said something earlier about how do they have people or something. I don't remember exactly what you said, but the Southern Baptist Church is like sort of bleeding members. They're just losing folks left and right.
Good.
However, I mean, this is a huge faction.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
they are ridiculous.
But they're leaning harder into the purity culture and, pro-natalist style talking points to compensate for losing so many people. And again, moral majority was always hilarious because every single one of these folks know that they are full blown the minority in the way that they think and the policies that they want to enact. So moral majority was some real good marketing. They really had that one. They did their big one with that one.
Yeah. Which also counters their, premise for being the minority and constantly being persecuted by the majority. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones that are steadfast in the word and the whole world was out there to get us, but we're also the moral majority. What are you talking about?
In what regard?
I would say explain it, but I do not care for you to explain it. Just shut your mouths. Just shush.
I bring it up, though, because these are the moves that are happening. Yeah. And these are the conventions that are happening all the time that we don't know about. There's no reporting on. What?
Go on.
Well, now I don't know what I'm talking about.
These are the conventions that are happening all the time, and no one's there to report on them.
Well, there's just not a lot of reporting on the think tanks, and the think tanks be tanking. They get right in that Marriott ballroom and say, how can we make it worse for everybody else now?
It is time for me and Kyle to go undercover. A little Channel 5 news, if you will. Huh?
To a think tank?
To one of the next time at the Marriott, any of these religious conventions, me and Kyle, front row. I'll get a suit.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do that crap. What?
I love it.
Leather-bound Bible? Count me in.
I am so excited that you
Will
are
I buy
ready
a Trump
for your
Bible? No.
investigative journalism journey.
Hell yeah. What? We talked about doing it at the gun show. We never made it. Kyle, I blame you. But
wow.
When it comes to this, we need reporting. Front lines. Undercover. There's going to be doors I can't get into because I'm black. That's why Kyle's there. He can get in some of those other doors, you know? But then there will be a black contingent that's there that I'll be able to be like, hey.
I found my people.
How's it going?
It's going to be a bunch of fucked up hairlines. Have fun.
Terrible hairlines.
Yeah.
And dry wigs.
Crunchy wigs.
Crunchy.
Ooh, they're crunchy.
But I'm like, hey, what's going on, brother? Brother and sisters in Christ? Shout me a holler. What's the good word? Yeah.
I want so much better for everybody. But I think you should do this.
Then I'm going to throw them a curveball. Like, what's today's mathematics?
Oh, they're not going to know.
No, they're not.
They're not going to know.
But yeah, next time there's a convention or something, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
We'll send you on assignment.
We'll do like the freaking hidden camera and the glasses and everything. Ray-Ban makes them. Or Meta.
Okay. We'll start a fundraiser for those. We don't have any undercover equipment, Ambush. I don't know what you're talking about.
Join our Patreon.
You want to do that? Or send me money directly, you know? Oh.
No, because she's not going to let me buy them. So don't send them to her directly. What is this foolishness?
I'm Portland Morgan everywhere.
It's poppycock. I'm not going for that.
Send it now.
Boulder Dash.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Thomas Foolery. It's all of it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I can't with these people. I can't. There's this assumed authority that comes with religious factions. And you're right, AJ, it does sound dangerous, but I am of it. Okay?
He said, I'm ready.
I was born of it.
Okay, bang.
I'm running back. Baptized Presbyterian. No. Christened Presbyterian.
Oh,
all right.
Those are different things.
Baptized and raised Seventh-day Adventist.
Is it the same thing?
No. Then baptized and went to high school, to Baptist, in Baptist high school. I got all of it. I know this is in my back pocket. I can spit these verses, bro. Bible verses. I can spit them Johns. Can spit them Johns. Trust me. And just a little refresher, AJ. I'm back in it. Yeah, it's all right. We got this. Someone do the research. Let me know when the next convention is. Me and Kyle are there.
Deal.
Done. All right. What else we talking about?
Well, I want to talk about...
we got a sponsor. God damn it. We got a sponsor on the horn. C said he will sponsor the undercover team.
He did. Well, we're ready then.
Boom. All right.
Now we'll just wait for them to show their faces in Portland.
They're probably already here.
They're definitely already
We're not in the same bubbles. There's probably a convention this week and next week.
It's at the Ritz.
Yeah, at the Ritz, for sure. All right. C's, I appreciate you, brother. Good looking out.
What I did want to mention before we go to break is there was that over the weekend there was like a spat, if you will. Two low value men going at it. They just couldn't help themselves. Yo.
Low vibrational men.
All of that. Because here's the thing. and I am guilty of this. I definitely called it a girl fight. People are calling it a girl fight.
Damn, son.
And misogyny runs deep. This literally is men. These are men doing men things.
Yeah,
this is not
real.
men being girly or being women. Women, professional women don't get to have a spat on the internet or even the part of social media that they own. Like, that's not how it goes when you are the president. Which, we'll never know about what a woman president gets to do in this country. And Elon Musk, a, foreign gang member, is just able to run roughshod all over anything that we've ever had and ever did.
Yeah.
And then they got mad at each other, and I absolutely do not care about this.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing it up to talk about them doing big Twitter fingers, all caps on the internet.
Yeah.
What I do care about is one Joseph Rogan.
Oh, jeez.
Joe Rogan had Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, on his show as all of this was unfolding.
You know who else has been, this administration's doing their thing with J.D. Vance on Theo Von?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they know what they're doing. There's somebody's got a good PR rep at that White House. It's not Trump, but it's someone else.
So Kash Patel on Joe Rogan.
So Kash Patel's on Joe Rogan, and producer jumps in. I don't know if it was Jamie. Producer jumps in and is like, hey, we should probably take a peek at Twitter. Elon is saying some stuff. And he was like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Trump was in the Epstein files. TTYO. Like, comment, subscribe.
Right.
And then he went off into the night. And then he kept going.
What was your immediate reaction to that? Him saying that?
Duh, Ralph. Thanks for playing. We already know that. You are no Snowden. Like, you've literally told us nothing.
Dude, you run Twitter, but you're like the furthest person from the internet. Old news, not even news. Like, no one, like, we don't care because we know we're never going to get it. But it was never a point when we thought he wasn't in those files. Never. This
was not news. Like, it was news that he had rumors and this and that. And you got a billion different pictures with this man and Ghislaine all over the place. All of that was out before he got elected.
Right.
So thank you, Yesterday's News, for breaking this story. I literally, the only thing I care about is that he thought he ate.
Isn't this interesting that he thought he ate?
Yeah.
Within the same calendar year that Trump released the Epstein files to right-wing influencers. Remember the binder?
Well, yeah, but there wasn't the files in there. It was just like, here's a cover letter and a table of contents.
Exactly.
If you subscribe, maybe I'll read it to you.
It's a fucking circus, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's not a girl.
It's not a girl fight.
Oh.
Yo, like, come on, man.
So, if you know Joe Rogan in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you know that he has built a brand on conspiracy theory, but I'm just asking questions. I'm no Alex Jones. I'm not going to yell about it, but like, bro, I'm just asking you, are the aliens real? And then it's also like, is everybody that's rich a pedophile? Mm-hmm. He has made a name for himself being a person that's like, give us the truth.
Right.
The truth is out there and we deserve it. You are sitting with the director of the FBI, the FBI, if you will. You are
alphabet boys.
With one head of an alphabet boy. And Joe Rogan's response after reading the tweet was, oh man, somebody should take his phone.
Not Trump's phone, but Elon's phone.
Yeah, indeed. But that's because he was on Twitter and he wasn't on Truth. Like maybe he would have said the same thing about Trump. No, doubtful, very doubtful.
Elon's phone.
Someone should take his phone. And Kash Patel said, oh man, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. Nope. That Trump and Elon, nope. Got nothing to do with it. I know my lane and I'm staying in it.
Because he's a hoe.
One of the biggest kinds of hoes.
Yeah.
And not the hoes we respect, clearly.
No.
You're the head of the FBI. So Joe asked him the only question that Joe Rogan asked him that I saw was, did he see it? Did he really see it, or is he just making it up? And Kash Patel's response was, I don't know how he would have seen it. I'm sorry. Pete Hegseth is giving actual coordinates of bombs happening. You don't know how he saw it? Screenshots. Like, be fucking for real for once. You handed it to him. Like, what are you talking about? He walked into Social Security and was like, run the jewels.
Right.
So what do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No. That's because that's where I was going to go next. Doge has had unrestricted access to everything.
Like,
and this jackass says, I don't know how he could have seen it.
I don't know how he could have seen it.
Literally fire yourself. Your job is to know how people could see things like this.
Literally go away. What gets me, though,
God,
is that watching anyone do the about face when it comes to being confronted with anything that Trump has done, did, said, whatever, being confronted with it is like watching their brains break.
Yeah.
And you don't have any smoke for that? Like, let's be for real. You have no smoke?
No.
Whatsoever?
No.
For he was on, or he's in the Epstein files?
No. We watched Marco Rubio do it. We watched J.D. Vance do it. J.D. Vance called Trump a Nazi.
He did.
Hitler. Did you call him Hitler? He called him a Nazi. Yeah. Marco Rubio took direct shots.
So did Cruz. What's his name?
That's what I meant. Cruz. Direct shots at his wife?
Yeah.
Like,
no, Marco Rubio took some heat too.
Yeah, like
he was calling him Little Marco. Little Marco.
That's what this is what I'm saying. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not, listen, you cannot feel free talking like this about me. And then we're going to pose in pictures together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pantsing you, bro. As soon as he turns the other direction, boom, I'm out of here. What are you talking about? No one is treating these nerds like they should be treated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kash Patel's face
Bring bullying back is what I'm hearing.
Kash Patel's face is highly punchable, and it's not happening. He just sits there.
Well, he's the director of the FBI. I mean,
safe. Yeah, because he looks like the type of person. He looks like the type of person that's going to call the cops on you just for looking at him weird.
He is the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying like this is the natural trajectory for someone like that.
Yeah.
He's where he's supposed to be. Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely not where he's supposed to be. He is not supposed to be in this position. There should be no Kash Patel at the head of the FBI at all whatsoever. I do agree with what you're saying in that way. I know what you're getting at, but I just want to be real clear that this is the most mediocre group of people that have absolutely no idea how to log in to their email, let alone like do anything safely or securely or anything like that. So like, am I yelling? Sorry.
No. The bar is so low.
It's in hell.
The bar is so low. I will settle for the cool kids. Okay? Not even the productive kids. Just give me the cool kids. Give me the kids back in power that at least make it look like they know what they're doing. I am annoyed by having people in power that know how to do their job less than I do. I should not be like, oh, you know what? I would have handled this differently with my years of experience in the Defense Department. I shouldn't be able to say that, but I can float that with the decisions that they're making.
Yeah.
And there's never a consequence. And then they talk back to you as if the thing that you watched happen didn't happen. Pete Hegseth, there was no classified information in that thread.
I mean, but there wasn't.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If it's not classified information, why isn't this always shared with the press? What do you mean?
Why didn't you just send it as a press release?
Why didn't you just send it as a press release?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because I was talking to my friends. It was a group chat.
To your best buds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just wild.
No, it's more than that. Yeah. But it's break time.
Man.
And what do we do after break? I'm going to remind you that we're going to be talking about two different things. One, collective liberation, and our local story of, we rich. You know, Portland got money now. We out here just big spending. I don't know if you know this, but we're currently in the middle of a budget crisis here. And so this is probably yesterday's money that we're spending, but, you know, it's a good thing to talk about.
Is this about the DA giving himself a raise?
It's actually not, but that should have been. Let's put that on Thursday.
Throw that in there. Yeah, throw that in. Put it on Thursday.
Cost of living ambush, you know?
So if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the comments, you know, share the feed right now. And yeah, we'll take a quick 10-minute music break and we'll be right back. Hope you guys enjoyed that music break. Man, shout out to Sly Stone, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
That's all I got for that. I was in my feels.
Oh, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
I was in my feels.
Something I can't tell about Ambush is what he's feeling by any of his demeanor. It's like, did you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? And then he'll be like, nope.
Yeah, I don't even know how to combat that this late in my life. You know, I pass it on to my children.
Indeed.
Brianna definitely does that. Quite stoic. Zion, I believe there were traces of that as well.
I think traces is being kind.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have heard this story before. I know we've definitely told it a couple times on the Thursday morning show. But when I went to see The Lion King in New York, New York was the first time I saw it, right?
Yeah.
Broadway.
Yeah.
It was mesmerizing. I was stunned in its majesty. But none of that came across to Morgan, who was sitting next to me. She thought
he hated it.
I hated it. Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought I completely hated it. I was just frozen. I was just like.
But you don't look like that. So you think you think you're doing that.
I think I'm in awe.
And I know what wonderment looks like. You know?
I probably looked
especially during a Broadway show.
I probably looked like I was like in fear or something.
You looked like you didn't like it. Like you weren't looking around the way that I thought you would look.
Yeah.
The parade of animals, the beginning of The Lion King is such majestic. It is a majestic thing to me. And I love watching people watch something that's amazing.
Those elephants come in.
So I'm like, just wait for the elephants. He's going to die. And it looked like this the entire time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm working on it. Yeah.
It was a pretty good impression.
That's going to be useful when I go undercover at the Christian convention.
They'll never know what you're thinking, but they will think you're a threat.
Yeah. You think so?
Have you seen you?
Morgan, I have a low cut now. If I showed up at the Christian convention with dreads, definitely be like, this guy's undercover for News of My Fiance.
He's lying.
Yeah. This is that News of My Fiance chap. They'd spot me from a mile away. Yeah.
News of My Fiance chap.
Yeah.
That is that. I also think
they'd spot me from a mile away, bro. But now, low cut.
Jay, it's literally that. Like, that is his face, and he'll be like, this is amazing. Oh, is it? For real?
You know what really hit with that impression you just did just now? Because it was very calm, and that's really me being excited.
Again,
I'm like roller coaster excited. I'm like, this was amazing.
He's on 10. And
that's me on 10.
Can't tell it all.
Dang.
Got no idea.
Uh-oh.
Which the amount of times that I ask, like, are you okay? Do you like this? Is this
Morgan
has probably got to be pretty annoying.
Shout out to Morgan's old job and her old coworkers. So many great, amazing people that just made my theater experience just what it was. Just, the whole squad. Tracy, Birdie, Jess, the whole squad.
Yeah.
I loved you guys, man. And
Brumage,
Michael Brumage.
Jackie.
Oh,
Stephanie.
What? Where is Jackie?
There's so many. They're great.
So many, yes, Steph. And there are shows that I went to that I was like, I'm not really going to be interested in this show, right? That you can only say that so many times. Then it's just like, Mamma Mia, sign me up. Let's go.
Yeah.
I can't for certain say I'm not going to like the show because so many of the shows completely knock me off my feet because I am amazed by the precision.
Yeah.
Like the things that are happening, the execution is crazy. It's crazy. Especially if it's a story you're familiar with. Like, how are they going to do this set? Oh, Aladdin. Awesome. This was Fly. Like, I do have some concerns about Back to the Future, though, because you've told me they've been having some issues.
Oh, insider secrets.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's happening on shows.
Insider secrets from the outside.
Yeah.
I'm no longer on the inside.
I want to see Back to the Future.
They're struggling, guys. They're struggling with the car.
Yeah.
They can't get the car to go.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy. Hey, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle said, we're back from Auntie and Uncling just in time for the Sly intermission. Morgan shirt.
Boom.
Do you want to start a cult with me, Michelle?
You know she does.
I think it's time.
You know she does.
Yeah.
No.
Children activity.
All right.
It says that somewhere on this shirt.
It does. It does.
No, it's way at the bottom.
It's activities for children.
A
yes, cult.
Starting cult.
Fabulous.
And just in time for a local story, Michelle. Joy, how are you? I'm late, but I made it. I'm so happy you're here. There we go. Okay.
Right.
Portland is really showing its ass right now. The bridge city is investing in fences instead of people. It makes a whole lot of fucking nonsense.
Whole bunch of nonsense.
I like it.
You got away with words. Okay. Go ahead. Do you think?
You tell me when to go.
Dumb? Is this what we're doing? Sorry. This is great. This is great. I love this. Oh, man, that was so good. So,
Portland shut down westbound traffic on I-84 yesterday for 16 whole hours. And why? I know you're asking me, Ambush. Not for safety issues, not for an emergency, but to cover graffiti and to scrub the street clean, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's got to bring out the street sweeper.
Yeah. Full crews out there. ODOT, PBOT, TriMet, even Union Pacific. They called it a multi-agency maintenance event.
Big.
But let's be real. This was a PR cleanup.
Keith Wilson, Portland's mayor, literally grabbed a can of spray paint and helped paint over some tags. And there was a whole press conference in the middle of the freeway about it.
Because nothing says I'm tackling the housing crisis like a fresh coat of paint, beige paint, on a bridge support. Keith?
The city said that highways are the welcome mats to Portland. And if we just should sit there for a little bit, I don't know. The welcome mats to Portland, and that they want to make a good first impression to anyone who just got here from the airport.
Yeah.
It's not like anybody is pro trash, but the city doubled their graffiti cleaning budget to over $2 million. And I feel like that's a real big clean slate investment for a freeway.
Meanwhile, and here's where the dots connect. ODOT and the city are also spending nearly $900,000 to install wrought iron fencing along 405 to keep unhoused folks from camping near the freeway.
Big money, big money, big money. Almost $1 million in fencing just to push people out of sight is wild. Like, we're not going to house them. Not going to help them, but we will pay to move you.
And get this. The fencing displaced 18 people. That's like $50,000 per person just to say, go be homeless somewhere else, please.
Yeah, out my face.
Take your homelessness over there.
It's part of what they're calling urban hardening, which sounds maybe like a video game, but it's really just hostile architecture. Fences, boulders, those big ass rocks that cost $700,000, the concrete blocks, the put a handle in the middle of a bench so that nobody can lay there. Anything to make it harder for people to exist in public space.
Urban hardening definitely sounds like a video game.
Yeah.
And like
Metal
also
Gear.
like pro skating culture, like
Urban hardening.
Like they give us more surfaces to do our thing.
Oh.
And I'm saying our thing like I'm part of the culture.
Yeah.
Right?
You just look like one in your outfit today.
It's true. Have a skateboard. Haven't skated in decades. Anyway, won't let go of my board though. And these aren't isolated decisions, mind you. This is a strategy. It's a budget priority.
Right, because Portland will spend millions on removing graffiti and blocking tents, but still claims we can't afford deeply affordable housing or enough services or rent control or eviction prevention. None of it.
Yeah. So ask yourself, if someone's not homeless yet, what's the city going to do to keep it that way?
That's the thing, Ambush. These policies aren't just targeting people who are already unhoused, which is awful enough. They are sending a message to the rest of us too. Like, stay invisible, stay compliant, stay quiet, or get fenced out.
And they say it's about safety, but for who? $1 million fence doesn't make folks safer. It just makes the city look less poor on your drive to work.
And is that even true? I don't even know.
Not when you live there and you know how poor it is.
Maybe if we put some of that same money into housing, support services, and tenant protections, people wouldn't be camping near the freeway in the first place.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. But until then, Portland's clean slate looks more like terrible policies with a fresh paint job. Keith, I want better.
Here's the thing. Anybody who is upset, for real upset about graffiti on freeway walls or overpasses,
Overpasses.
whatever, on signs, whatever the thing is, you're upset about that as if, number one, it's not fucking art. Right. I am a person who absolutely believes that that's art.
Right.
Because it is. Defacing someone's art with beige paint or gray paint because you want a clean
because you
mat.
Can't do it.
Because you can't do it.
Because you can't make it.
Because you could never do a tag in your life. Is a priority that makes absolutely no fucking sense. None whatsoever. The sense it makes is performative nature of not just governments, but leadership and people in power. This is the silliest fucking thing to spend money on when we are in multiple different crises, number one.
Yeah.
But number two, are we all not in the middle of a budget crisis right now as a city? So, like I was saying earlier, even if this is yesterday's money, bitch, is this the way to spend it? Because I feel like it's not the way to spend it. And that's my question. Okay, Morgan, slow down. Don't get too worked up. Mm-hmm. The thing that really gets me is that we continuously are upset with the symptoms and not the root cause. And that we will get more into that in the second story. This is very loudly saying, we're actually not even going to treat the symptoms.
Right.
We actually are not even going to pay any attention to that. We're not going to treat the symptoms. We're not going to treat the root cause. We are going to put lipstick on this pig, and we are going to be real excited about it. And anybody traveling to Portland, like the idea that what we should be prioritizing is our aesthetic for tourists, not livability for residents.
Right.
We should certainly just make sure that our pearls are polished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's absolutely asinine. And this is what we are continuously dealing with. But in this day and age, when we're talking about money this big, And we're talking about the amount of people who are destitute. And you have fucknut in the White House talking about cutting Medicaid and the big, beautiful bill that's going to do whatever. Like, we need to be hunkering down. We need to not be worried about what our reputation is to anybody else. We need to make sure that the fucking residents are alive. And that means, no, you don't spend $2 million on painting over other people's artwork. And you certainly don't shut the fucking 84 down
in the
for
middle
16
of the day.
hours.
That's crazy.
From midnight to 4 p.m. on a Sunday, as if 84 isn't the worst fucking freeway in this city anyway.
Yeah.
I did not get a, citywide text message. Did anybody else get the alert that was like, hey, 84 is shut down? I didn't see it. It doesn't mean that it wasn't on the news. Amber alert me. There's no freeway happening for 16 hours. Should have been an emergency
alert or some type of like just community update or something.
They're super pumped with their efficiency right now. Fill a pothole, you hoe.
Yeah.
Try it sometime. Like the amount of backwards things that we are doing with money.
Backwards.
Yeah, I was exactly about to come. It's wild to me that this is what we are actually spending money on. And then you, of course, have people that are like, not with my tax, or I don't want to pay taxes and I shouldn't have to do this, and then want to vote against levies and bonds when,
right.
Of course they're upset.
Right.
And do remember that these same people that make these decisions were also like, give the police more money. Give them more money.
I want to challenge this.
Who? Me?
No, not you specifically, but I'm going to challenge this thought right here. Okay, so before I do that, Jay said freeways are the skid marks on the panties of society. Profound, hence it's pinned.
Oh, pinned it.
Had to pin that. So Keith Wilson came into office saying, I am going to make significant changes, damn near eradicate homelessness in a year. He said that. Everyone was like, mans, you're tripping. Can't be done. First off, it sounds ludicrous.
Because it is.
Right.
Especially if you're not going to try.
Now we see there was pushback from, was it Multnomah County? Some of the council members about how much money he actually wants to spend on homelessness, right? So there's an issue with that in the budget. Okay. But again.
Well, he's probably spending the money to put it into a dumpster. Like, that's all we're doing is spending money in a dump. We're literally, I'm sorry to have interrupted you, but we are Jay-Z and Jermaine Dupri. And money ain't a thing. And it's going out the roof like that.
I'm loving all these rap references.
I'm happy. You are my rap bestie.
Rap besties.
It's going out the window.
So
we don't care because it ain't a thing.
I'm thinking, it still ain't a thing.
It still ain't a thing.
2025, Money Ain't Thing remix.
You know?
So some of the pushback were from city council members saying, this is too much money that you're asking for us to spend, that you're allocating to spend on homelessness. And we don't even know what you're trying to do with it. Just a ridiculous amount of money. And I'm looking at this $2 million, right?
Pennies.
It's $2 million being spent purely in a marketing campaign.
Deadass.
And
they have a marketing budget on their own.
Hello.
Sorry.
And could it also, and this is, I want to be clear, this is not caping. This is me trying to find some understanding here. Not in what he's doing, but just the logic.
Stop looking for it.
Could this also be a pacifier for the people who don't want to see?
Of course it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could it purely just be that? Because
yes.
Again, $2 million, you're spending another $900,000 on fences. anyone serious about this knows that is not going to have any effect on homelessness at all. It will not. It will not have any positive effects. So if you're doing this...
No, we're just still spending money to displace people.
Right. But if you're doing this to get the loud voices to shut up and be like, hey, look, all right, you're beautifying the city, da-da-da-da-da, stop your complaining. This is what I'm doing over here. I'm just interested in exploring what is like, because I don't care. Like, you're going to bitch and moan. You don't like homeless people, period. Doesn't matter what, if I'm the mayor, what I do. There's nothing I can do that's going to stop you from bitching and moaning about the homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's not me. Obviously. You know, I got to.
If you are in a position of power and you don't like homeless people, you could stop doing capitalism.
If you're in a position of power and you don't like being bitched at, you could also just not be in a position of power. Because we've seen a lot of that bullshit too, right? People not wanting to talk to their constituents.
Fam.
And shut that mic off and, you know, they're harassing me. This is literally your job.
Party only. I'm like...
The qualifications.
The qualifiers that they have put on town halls is elitist.
What's your party affiliation?
Yeah. I mean... You answered it. That's the answer. The answer is it's a pacifier. It's a Band-Aid. It's a performative measure for business interests. And that's that.
Right.
And that cannot be the way that you run a city. It just can't. It certainly has been the way that cities get run, but it can't be. Look at what we are dealing with. This is not just Portland. Portland is not the only place with an exploding homeless population. It's everywhere. It's all happening. Yeah. It is not just this little, utopia of where you can retire as a young person.
Right.
We're in a very, very bad way. And this is the kind of thing that should radicalize you. Where are your tax dollars going? How are they being spent? We cannot always know what someone will do when they are campaigning, right?
Right.
I am not saying that every single person that gets elected does what they say they're going to do. They don't. We have to do our very best to, decipher who's going to be the best of the worst of this thing sometimes.
Facts. Steal this from you.
Your inability, if you are a person who campaigns on change and then you get into office and you're like, change. Oh, I got a couple quarters in my pocket. Is that what you were talking about?
So
change?
Hard to change these things. I got change. Oh, man.
I don't know why you want to be there. I don't know how the people that get in there with the real big fight, like they mean it, they want to, they get in there and they realize this game ain't for you. You will not win this game. Not for the intended goals that you have.
Right.
Not alone, not with your small cohort, like whatever the odds are stacked against you big time, even though you are in a position of power precedes you, babe. When they realize that, this is why I say there are no good cops. When you realize that, then what? Yeah. If you just assimilate to this is politics as usual, and this is how they do it, I guess, and I didn't know, I was out here thinking that we had a shot at change and we could do things, and I've organized people before, and you realize, that's not about to happen here. What are you doing staying there and assimilating and then being a person that gets lobbied or a person who is now being corrupted, getting money for shit?
Yeah. What are you doing? Once you decided to assimilate, you are indeed the enemy of progress. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Jess said, if you're advertising public spaces are yours for the take, public spaces are yours for the taking. Graffiti is done by the actual public for neither commercial or critical acclaim. It challenges capitalistic control of property.
That's it. That's exactly it.
I co-wrote that with him.
You know what?
We talk on Slack.
Thank you for continuously spoiling me with your consistency.
Good spoiling. Like showered with it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you are consistent. You
You're
take
welcome.
credit for everybody else's work.
I apologize to Kyle. I didn't mean to do that in the mic. Wow.
Yeah, Kyle, this might be a rough one. I definitely chortled 2 or 3 times into the mic.
gosh.
That's on me. My bad. Yeah, I mean, babes, that's a supportive moment. It's just a moment for you for later for self-reflection.
Self-reflection. Who needs it?
Who's doing that? That's to girls.
I'm a man. I'm a masculine man in the year 2025.
That's for females.
That's for females. I wear stretch cargo pants and bearskin hoodies. I don't know. It's what they're always trying to sell me on Instagram and YouTube. Wear cargo pants like a man. What the ones I have upstairs still fit. I'm sorry.
I feel like a man in these.
Also, I've been wearing cargo pants since before you were born person in this commercial, so they can't sell me on youth cargo pants.
Youth cargo.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Michelle said, "Fix a pothole, you hoe." Only Morgan can make me cackle like this while being simultaneously enraged.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's real talk.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm big mad. I'm fucking tired of this. And this kind of stuff is how we get libertarians being like, don't take my taxes and build your own roads. And if you want to be a hospital, you'll make sure people can get to it.
Right.
This is
What is this, Homestead Rescue?
Literally.
Come on, man.
That's how we get this. That's how we are still dealing with so many different, I'm a moderate, but should we pay more taxes? Like, fam, if the taxes went to the things they need to go to, nobody would be mad.
Right. We'd be good, bro.
We'd be so good.
Super good.
And my point there is that collectively, we aren't upset at having to pay taxes. We are not upset at taking care of other people. We are not like, I absolutely will not do this thing. Leadership is definitely upholding systems of oppression.
Yeah.
And you may end up getting so frustrated that you start to uphold systems of oppression and say that we need more police and say that we need to be, spending this kind of money to make the city look better because you're upset at not seeing the city that you once enjoyed.
Right.
The fact of the matter is there's never been a time in Portland where there wasn't graffiti. There's never been a time in Portland where there weren't homeless people. Like, number one, capitalism absolutely requires people being on the very bottom rung. It requires it. There's no question. This isn't a machination. This is literally just it. You have to have a hierarchy. You have to have classism. You have to look down on somebody else in order for you to feel like you can make it to the top.
Yeah.
And that is destructive inherently. It doesn't have a way to not be destructive. And so we have to have a better understanding of what this money can do for us and what the priorities actually are. It cannot be, I want safe streets and I want clean streets, but I don't want people housed. It can't be that. It can't be, there's going to be fucking work requirements for Medicaid. Do you know how many people on Medicaid can't work?
Bruh.
And they're selling this idea of there's all these able-bodied 18 to 24-year-old men or something that just sit at home, I guess, in their mom's basement, not working, not doing anything, but they're also really concerned about their health and they're gaming the system to be able to get health care? Be fucking for real. Like, in what regard is that even, how does that register for somebody?
Right.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm yelling again. How do you hear that and then go, hell yeah, brother, that's exactly what's happening? Just a bunch of able-bodied people not wanting to work, not pulling themselves up from the bootstraps. Just a whole bunch of people just sucking on the teat. Like,
oh my God.
How is that still the thought? And I understand for a lot of people that are not wealthy, but they are comfortable, they get hit incredibly hard as well, depending on how the money gets made, with certain taxes. The ones that I talk to have no problem paying the tax if the tax did the thing that they thought needed to be done.
Right.
If you're one of those people and your idea is what needs to be done is graffiti cleanup, is it Friday? I mean, fuck your feelings. Like, what are we talking about? You have to reflect. You got to sit with that. Like, if that's really, that feels good. Fencing, putting up 2 fences for nearly $1 million. And I understand that there are going to be people that absolutely love this, right?
Yeah.
They're the same people who think that just send them to jail. I don't care if it costs $30,000 for that person to be housed in jail for however long. No, I won't pay $12,000 to house them in an apartment. Put them in jail.
Right.
Everyone needs a punishment for being poor. Like, I know that those people exist. I do not believe they're the majority.
They're not. They're not. The majority are people who aren't informed enough to know what actually works. And they get told over and over again by the media and by the minority, these are the things that need to happen.
Yeah.
So if they were more informed and were like, I agree with you 100% in the way that they don't have a problem paying the taxes. They just want to make sure the money is going where it's supposed to. And if they had the understanding that these are the 5 things that work to fix the houseless crisis, and they see their dollars going to graffiti cleanup, they would be enraged.
Fam.
But what they're being told is, this is how we fix our homeless problem. And you're like, man, I did not put those 2 together.
He's finally doing it.
Graffiti cleanup and homelessness.
What in the fucking Renee?
Man, that's,
Michelle said, I want to make sure people can be punished by being forced into the underclass, but I want clean highways.
Hello.
It's that.
Yeah.
There's got to be a moment where we are able to cut through some of that noise, right? And I don't know that it'll be us. I don't, but there's got to be a moment where that happens because, and specifically in your local areas, we are being inundated.
Yeah.
With fever dreams of oligarchs. Like, that is just where we are. Elon Musk is poisoning Memphis, Tennessee, like Flint didn't like a run for it, right? Flint's water still is dirt. Like, they still don't have clean water. We are so fucking unserious.
Completely.
We are so unserious about what health and
that happened during Obama.
Any American.
That happened during Obama, y'all. It's been over 10 years.
Still mad at him for drinking the water.
That was wild.
Still mad at him for doing that.
That was horrible. That was horrible.
Not a great PR rep for the Obama administration at that time.
Nah, man.
They needed whoever's doing stuff for Kash Patel.
Okay. Shit.
I want better for all of us. I want this kind of stuff to get people to act, like we really don't have a ton of, control as a local citizenry on the federal level, but we can literally touch the people that are here. Shout out to, showing up at Ted Wheeler's date. But that's the thing. If we shop in the same Nordstrom, babe,
we there.
You're not that fucking far away from me.
Right.
And that's the other thing. You willing to kill us for pennies and we in the same store? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The corruption that people are just like fall into, be for real.
Yeah.
you don't get like a pass for that. Just like you get no pass as a person who really wants to be a law enforcement officer. And then you get there and you're like, we don't enforce the law around here. Oh my God, there's so much corruption. Oh my God, everybody's getting money from criminals.
Yeah.
You either leave or you get fired or you become it. Because there isn't a bad apple. And that's very much the same when it comes to any city government, any group of politicians. And they've made it so much that we not only expect them to lie to us, we don't even get mad when they do. It's like, well, politician. What are they going to do? Mm. What else do they do but lie? There's a lot of stuff they're supposed to do. And if their leadership doesn't hold them accountable, we can.
Yeah. We have an obligation to.
Like very, I get it. People are like, things are cliche. Don't strength in numbers sounds corny, but it's just true.
Yeah.
And if you are united, they can't fuck with you. And that's why they spend so much money to make sure that we aren't. And that's local, that's national. It's all of the things. We better move on.
I thought that was an excellent segue. Yeah, United Front being unfuckwittable. I thought that's where you were going. I was like, oh, she's about to do it. Very nice.
Let me handle this thing because I messed it all up.
All right. Handle it.
Okay.
Scandals.
So what I will say, we'll start with moving on to the bigger picture. Like I said, there have been a lot of things happening. The LA protests are getting a lot of attention. And there are a lot of conflicting feelings about not just those protests, I think, but sort of no, maybe I'll leave it to that. Maybe it is just these protests. Maybe it isn't an indifference to ICE, I'm hoping it's not indifference. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of different feelings around any anti-ICE protest being not American citizens' fight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Question mark?
No. Yeah.
So that is going to be the bulk of what we're talking about.
Okay.
This is a very tricky time but it isn't like new and it isn't unprecedented.
No,
not. I guess I'll just
in
say
some ways, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll say these or read this and then try and prompt because I messed up our doc. So
okay.
Right now we are seeing anti-ICE protests in LA with National Guard troops being deployed and tear gas used on demonstrators, all under the orders of Trump, who, if you'll remember, did send 300 troops to Portland without the governor's permission in 2020. Now he's deploying 2,000 National Guard troops to LA or California without consulting Gavin Newsom or local authorities. And that move has been widely criticized as an overreach of executive power. Newsom has announced plans to sue Trump or the Trump administration, arguing that the deployment violates California's sovereignty and the governor's constitutional authority over the state's National Guard. Trump has responded by saying that Governor Newsom should obviously be arrested because lock him up. He's obstructing federal immigration enforcement. This rhetoric has intensified. Now Newsom is like, this seems like a step towards authoritarianism. This kind of federal intervention isn't unprecedented, as some folks have said. I've like seen people with actual research teams and like full producers and people that like write the story, seeing them say things like, this is unprecedented, is wild. Like literally, you are older than me and you're saying this is, anyway, It's not unprecedented. While many point to the civil rights era in the 60s as the last time that federal troops were sent to quell domestic protests, history absolutely tells us otherwise. In 1992, during the LA riots, after Rodney King's, the verdict against for the officers who beat Rodney King, a major military intervention responded to that civil unrest. And more recently, during the 2020 protests here in Portland, that sparked police violence locally. And then, the federal government was like, hey, Homeland Security, you should get involved. And how about those U.S. Marshals? You should go kill that dude that made us mad. And all the while, protect our federal buildings. We don't give a fuck about those people.
Right.
Those agents used aggressive tactics, including detaining protesters without clear cause, sparking widespread criticism and accusations of unwanted federal overreach. So I want to be clear that this is not new. Federal forces have long been used as tools of state violence to suppress movements that are demanding justice or equality. And this is the kind of thing that's, I don't know, the worst kind of reminder that history just continues to repeat itself if we don't do anything about it, I guess. Where I want to go about collective liberation. Mm-hmm. Eric Adams right now just signed. He is, if you're wondering, running to be mayor again. And
current mayor of New York.
Incumbent of New York, running again, heavily embattled with a bunch of has all sorts of fraud and bribery accusations, and
he should be apprehended and incarcerated. And this is me again on my journey.
Lock him up is what you say. That's your song.
Get him out of here.
It's going to be interesting. We'll have to talk about the New York mayor's race because Andrew Cuomo's in it. Mm-hmm. And that guy just won't fucking go away. Feels very Dan Ryan-ish, like you just keep coming back. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants you, and you keep showing up. What I want to say about collective liberation, though, is that when someone like Eric Adams signs an executive order, or let me make sure that that's what he signed. He signed a anti-Semitism mandate that completely conflates what anti-Semitism is, and it's just like the Zionist report comes out every day, and they just take the talking points, and then he's like, "Oh, this is what we're saying now." I remember being at one of the city council town halls, and a group of awful Portlanders who are awful. They're awful online. They're awful in real life.
Yeah,
they are awful people yelling, "We don't care about Palestine. Stop talking about this. Why are you talking about this?" And I struggle sometimes when we're hosting anything because I don't know what I'm really supposed to do or say, and I don't know how do I handle this, because obviously there's something to say about this. I have something to say about that. What I should have said is that it is important to me to know who my local government is and where how they align or don't align with me on things. Mm-hmm. If you have someone who is in leadership in your community who says, A, that's not a genocide, B, Israel has the right to defend itself. If they're saying that today, baby, not only are you unserious, you are also demented. This is... your brain broke at some point in your life. And that's not a talking point anymore. It wasn't then.
Yeah.
But it certainly isn't now. And you can't call this defense, right? So, sorry, I'm getting too far off track. What I'm trying to say is if I need to know that you're okay with genocide or not, like that is important to my community. Because if you are good with it, you're good with it here. And at some point, y'all, we really got to be very aligned with understanding that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to see it. You don't always have to hear the words exactly. I don't care. Yes, I'd kill you. They are telling you that in multiple ways. And Eric Adams being the mayor of New York and saying, we got to get on this anti-Semitism stuff because honestly, it's just getting out of hand. I am never going to be like, let the anti-Semitism slide. It is literally none of us are free until we're all free. But what you're not going to fucking do is pretend like something's happening when it isn't.
Right.
There are too many real life examples. And those examples you don't have a fucking problem with. The actual anti-Semitism happening, you don't have anything to say about because you don't actually care. And by you, I'm talking about these people in power, not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't actually care. They are not concerned about the Jewish people, right? I still can't get over that anti-Semitism only counts for Jewish people, as if the entire region isn't Semitic. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me not be that person in this moment. All of it is actually connected, is the point. Mm-hmm. Every single piece of it. We cannot be liberated as humans if there are other humans not liberated. All of this is our fight. To me.
So all of it is our fight. All of it is everyone's fight.
Yes.
So, because I remember that's kind of where we were in the discussion earlier today. And, you know, some of the dialogue we've been seeing online leading up to this, where people felt like, hey, I'm bowing out. This don't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Let those people that are being deported, some of them who voted for Trump, let them handle their own. This is not an issue for us. And the ignorance and the disinformation and misinformation is very loud and it's very overpowering. And it leads to these collective decisions, this groupthink where you think you're not on the list. Thing is, you shouldn't have to worry about whether you're on the list or not to fight for someone else's liberation, understanding we're all part of the human race. But if you are paying attention, you would see you've already been named on the list.
You're there.
You're already been named. Homegrown. He said it already. You're on the list. Also, I feel like every single week or twice a week, I'm seeing a new country or in addition to the list of immigrants that have lost their status. I think it was people from Nepal last week or over the weekend. Like the list just keeps growing. It just keeps growing and growing. It's interesting. I understand to an extent how people can get lost. Some people can get lost in, hey, you're getting what you asked for.
Yeah.
But those same people are upset because they're on the receiving end of something they didn't ask for, which you have to understand. There are people outside of your ethnic group, outside of your social circle, who also are receiving something they didn't ask for either.
Yeah.
So I would definitely try to encourage people, don't wait until it's your turn or your perceived turn to fight. there's strength in numbers, like you said earlier in the show. Why would you wait until the numbers have been dwindled down till you have no one to fight with?
Hello.
That makes zero sense, especially when we have very limited options in which we can fight. We don't have a huge playbook to go off of right now. The last thing we need to do is divide our numbers up.
That.
Yeah.
I also just want to remind that is a tool of systemic oppression. That is the divisiveness, the divide and conquer is absolutely a tool of systemic oppression. It's an arm. It's part of it. Yeah. It's bootstraps. It's rugged individualism. It's literally asking you to take care of you while you take care of the rich people.
Right.
Like, we are in a place right now where we have access to information in a way that we didn't previously. We don't have to wait for the history books to tell us what happened 5 years ago. We're a part of it. We can see it. We can stream it. There are protests that we are seeing that, you know, like, the information is very much there.
Right.
Comprehension levels are different, but the information is there. But we are being consistently attacked. Like, the playbook for white supremacy, capitalism, and patriarchy has already exists. Mm-hmm. It's ready to go. They don't need to update. They don't need to upgrade. There's no patch. There's no
there's no patch.
You know, there's not even a bug fix.
Yeah.
It's just literally there. And there's so much money behind it that they don't have to continue to innovate. They just have to pay people to do things.
That's it.
We are not being innovative enough, and we certainly do not have the moneyed interest. But my point of saying any of that is that know that it's a moneyed interest. That, for me, if I know that somebody, and not somebody, multiple bodies or multiple million and billionaires are paying for a narrative, I know something's wrong with that.
Yeah.
I know that that seems on purpose. You know?
You guys are on the same accord?
Hey, wait a minute.
Nah.
Wait. So now you're on a campaign to tell me that orange is yellow?
Nah. I don't like it.
But I need y'all to, like, really sit with how much those things, they cannot exist without each other. And we cannot be the people that uphold it, you know, like, and even on accident. Having moments of frustration about any of this shit is valid as fuck. It's absolutely valid. We should always be critiquing. We should always be honest about how these things make us feel. We have to be able to point our upset, our ire at the right thing. And we know what the things are. It isn't necessarily individuals, and it's certainly not the individuals that are full victims of systems of oppression. Mm-hmm. So as much as it is frustrating to see, for me, to see any Black person saying Trump is the one, he's going to do it for us, he's the one who really cares about Black people, it's the kind of thing that literally makes my blood boil, and I want to be violent. Because I don't have what words would work for this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel the same way when I see immigrants in earnest be like, I just want a better life. I'm angry at that. And the reason I get angry is I'm like, don't you know it was us that did the thing that destabilized the country you can no longer be in?
Right.
You want to be here. And I'm not mad at them individually, but I mean mad at the sentiment that someone like Donald fucking Trump would be a savior in any way to anyone who isn't wealthy and white is wild. But I know that they spent more money telling those people that he was the savior than I could ever spend to tell him he's not.
Yeah.
So, like, the indoctrination is huge. I can't let go of that. I can't blame populations of people for being indoctrinated and believing it. Like, I can't. Can I be angry in the moment? Can I be upset that this is how you feel? Absolutely. Do I wish that there was more education to it all? Absolutely. Do I wish that we were not literally in a chokehold by the big three? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is they are not the reason shit sucks here. They're not the reason shit sucks there. This is the empire. This is colonialism. This is what we do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for me, I want to scoop okay, there's going to be some of you that are going to be able to understand this and we can talk about it and do all of that. And then other people that are far beyond and I'm not going to be able to help you, I also will fight for your liberation. We just won't do it together.
Mm-hmm.
I hope someone will be able to bring you into the fold later.
Yeah. There are some of us that are maybe more affected than others, or perceived to be more affected than others based on where their social status is within society. And I think for a lot of them, they fall into the whole, some of y'all, not only would Harriet have left, some of y'all Harriet would have shot.
Yeah.
And in a moment like this, it's very easy to be like, nah, you one of them. You're definitely one of them. Especially the way social media works, where you can be confronted and bombarded with people that are saying things they don't actually really mean.
Did you say FBI?
Those guys.
Oh, ADOS?
Saying things they don't actually believe, but they're craving the engagement. They're addicted to rage baiting. And then what you get is in response is an earnest reaction. You know what I'm saying? So whereas in our personal lives, in real life, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with people. You kind of like make a point on a subconscious level to surround yourself with the type of people that you have similar thinking and ways of living with. But then you get on the internet and someone that looks like you is saying the type of shit that makes you immediately go, no, Harriet would have shot you. So based on that, I don't care what happens to you. But to the point of the indoctrination and the systems, they might not even really believe what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just playing the social media game. But it doesn't make the emotions and reaction to that any less real.
I think that that there are people who are just fucking around and just rage baiting and all of that. And I think that is lucrative for 5 minutes, you know? I think that a lot of people do not understand what systems of oppression we are living under. And when I say patriarchy and capitalism and white supremacy, and so many people are like you wins.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to recognize those systems of oppression. Like the amount of black men that have said to me, I don't believe in white supremacy, it doesn't affect me, I can't count. I can't count it.
Shit crazy.
It's absolutely insane.
You're perpetuating it by saying
you're doing it.
Shout out.
You know?
You're shouting out white supremacy.
And the thing is that simply because you don't know or don't have a better understanding of what anyone could mean by that certainly doesn't mean that you're not impacted by it.
Yeah. You're wilding. But
you're doing it. When you say that is rugged individualism. That is, I am a bootstrap. Mm-hmm. My body's a bootstrap. I am able to pick myself up and just do all the things. Yeah. And look at me now. I'm out here hustling. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 17 jobs. I make all the money. Like,
I got all these LLCs.
The entire hustle culture of have 7 jobs is the fault and a symptom of capitalism. Like, you can't have one job.
Yeah, 7 streams of income.
You can't have one job and live comfortably. You can't take care of yourself on that anymore, right? So then 2 jobs? Well, no, that's not going to cut it for some people. Now you got to have 7?
Right.
And certainly 7 streams of income if you want to be, a multimillionaire. You better find a way to diversify. Don't get good at something. Do 7 things mediocre.
Yeah.
Real quick before we end, though, I do want to. There are things that I think we lose sight of right now, very specifically with these LA protests. At the BLM riots, the law enforcement used tear gas and did a full-blown government hit.
Yeah.
They're using tear gas and violence at the LA protests. Pro-Palestinian protests, tear gas, and deportations. January 6th got pardons.
Yep.
The people that did a whole insurrection.
Attacked government officials.
Attacked the federal government. Killed a federal police officer. There's Enrique still out here calling the federal police officer, the Capitol Hill police officer, a bitch. Like he's out here saying you a hoe.
Couldn't be me. And I'm not going at that police officer. I'm just saying.
Like, we really got to pay attention to where the power focuses their ire, right?
Yep.
Find where you align. If you're like, yeah, it actually did make a whole lot of sense for all of these January 6th protesters to get pardons. I mean, I really want you to sit with that. I wish you could explain it. I wish you could explain how that's not doing a revolt against the government.
And you know what?
Is it not part of the tyranny?
And for those that think they can explain it, for those that think they have some reasonable argument and it makes sense to them, good for you. Just go over there. Go over there with your own dumb kind. Go over there. You guys commiserate and play in traffic. I don't want to hear about it because I got a very short fuse for the bullshit. There is no way to rationalize that.
Yeah.
None. But if you want to take that time and try to, hey, man, let's save us both some time. Go over there and you guys talk in your circle and use all the talking points that you got in your email this morning and make that shit work. Be fly with it. The rest of us, again, are trying to live real life out here. Like real shit is happening. There is literally no reason those fuckers got pardoned.
Oh no, there's a big fucking reason.
Yeah.
The point is there's a big reason they got pardoned. And everybody, that should radicalize you. Like that literally is them saying,
yeah,
we got no beef with dissent if it looks like my win. Like that entire insurrection, every single person that was a part of it was there upholding white supremacy. They were like, don't take my KKK leader away. That's my Grand Wizard. And I want him here. And of course, that Grand Wizard is going to be like, yes, my minions, you don't have to be in jail anymore. So just a reminder that white supremacy justifies the exploitation of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Period, point blank.
Cool.
They are expendable labor. Patriarchy keeps women and gender diverse people economically and politically marginalized. And capitalism depends on both of those things in order to have cheap labor, keep dissent minimal, and wealth concentrated. It's not for you. If none of that makes sense to you as like you're going to be the winner of it, should you be reinforcing it? Should you be upholding it? Should you be down for the cause? To be clear, even if it does put you at the top of the pillar, I think you should not be down for it. But the fact of the matter is, it's none of us. It's 0.1% for a fucking reason. They want to keep it that way. They do not want you there. They do not want more black billionaires.
No.
They do not want more Jay-Z's. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the point. The point is not to have a diverse group of people that have all the wealth. They want it concentrated. And in order to do that, they are willing to watch us die slow. Mm-hmm. And I'm not good with that. Even if you don't fuck with me, I don't want the state to kill you just cause. So anyway,
I'm working on it. Jess, I swear I'm working on it.
They all work together. It's a self-reinforcing system designed to maintain control and over labor and life itself. And I don't want this for me. I don't want this for the people that lived before me. And I don't want it for the people of the future.
Yep. But those of you that do, go fuck yourself. Right. Like those people that are in law enforcement that want to be in law enforcement because they like what that offers. Yeah. Those people that voted for this administration because you recognize you're not blind to the racism. You recognize and love the racism.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
You love the transphobia. You love the misogyny. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't know. I don't care what happens to you. Because you made a conscious decision to vote for someone.
It's like we're there and then...
to enact hate. Like, I cannot let loose of the fact that there are people that actually just fucking hate. That just fucking hate.
Those people absolutely exist. And why do they, though? Yeah. I really feel like that part matters. The reason they do is they've been indoctrinated to do that. I think that matters.
It does matter. It does matter.
And I'm not looking for you to cut them slack and be like, and now I don't care that you hate me. Mm-hmm. I mean, who's really to blame for the hate that they have?
The systems that produce that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you on that.
Okay. It sounded like you do.
Well, at the same time.
Okay. So, yeah, yes and no.
While dismantling the system, we have active soldiers of hate that need to be dealt with a certain way. Because this is who they are now. There's no reversion of that. This is who they've grown to be, and they're in love with it. It's it's part of their morning coffee.
Okay.
They want to see us subjugated.
I don't disagree that there are people that want that. I think that it isn't natural.
Okay.
But do you know what I mean? Like I don't think that hate is. You're about to.
About the what?
It's a good thing the show is over. I feel like you're trying to take us into some Hotep territory.
Wow.
We're going to get both of us canceled.
I was not going to go into Hotep territory. I'm just saying there is historical context. That's all I'm saying.
Literally dabbling. It's a toe in the water.
Colonialism ain't new. Is all I'm saying.
Shout out to Jess and Solidarity Forever. So I think that's how we end.
Wow. She called me Hotepian.
What a day.
Yeah.
No, I don't actually.
I know that, baby. I know.
I can't tell.
You can't?
No. Your hand's really warm. It's nice.
Oh, it's nice. It wasn't nice clammy.
There's a shirt between us. I don't really know.
Could be.
Anyway, that's another episode of News with My Fiance. I can never do this dismount right. News with My Fiance. Monday night, Raw, live, in person, live Raw, in the books. We did it. You did it. Mm-hmm. Thank you for spending this quality time with us.
This episode was made possible by our in-studio crew, Jess M, and our remote crew, What happened?
I'm sorry.
I said it weird?
Yeah.
Okay. Our remote crew, Kyle G,
Not weird. It made me laugh.
Michelle and Rossum. I love saying Rossum.
Yeah, you did.
Shout out to our studio sponsor, L&J Industries, for providing this very cool environment despite the hostile exterior.
Yeah.
Because we believe in climate change, and the climate's changing. It wasn't like this
Shout
before.
out to Matt Zavino for telling us it was Africa hot about 10 years ago.
Africa hot.
It's Africa hot, and it will never not be said around me. Like, I'm absolutely laughing at that. What a weatherman move.
And of course, big thanks to all of you for watching, listening, and staying engaged with us.
I just had a moment.
What happened?
I have to say this.
Okay.
I watched my full first episode of The X-Files last night. Number
Jess,
one.
you listen to this?
This is literally for Jess. Number one, I'm sold. I'm fully sold. Number two, that show is woke as shit. And how did that show continue to go on?
We were in like season 6. I just jumped in like just a random episode.
The episode I saw was a weatherman who was also controlling the weather with his emotions that he was bottling because he refused to say how he felt about the woman he was in love with. And he continued to watch her be pursued and had by other people. This is the quintessential incel story that was done in, I don't know, 1992.
Yeah. Must see TV, guys.
Must see TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sign me up.
You can't imagine how delighted I was, Jess, that she fell in love with X-Files just like that. Because it's a thing that it's in my blood. It's X-Files. It's part of who I am. So and this isn't the first time I've tried to make her watch it.
This is true.
You know, I've told her, like, you need to watch this from the beginning. This is just amazing.
This is true.
And she's like, and it's hard to find certain things to fall asleep to, especially the way the theme song comes in. It'll wake you back up. Right? So I put on the episode and she was heading down and a couple things started happening within the first 3 minutes. And she's like, whoa, okay, glasses back on. I'm checked in. I'm in.
I watched the whole thing.
In.
I was up until 2:30 in the morning.
Featured Victoria Jackson in that episode.
I had no business being up that late. I was supposed to be, I wanted to go to sleep at 10.
Yeah.
There was a hailstorm. The hail was hearts.
It was crazy.
Because that man was losing his mind.
Yeah. It was dope. It was dope.
That his lady was being messed with.
I love that you put the incel spin on it and just, recognize, pull all these things out of it. Because, of course, I was a kid watching that. And
yeah,
I
certainly wouldn't have had that.
No, would not. So that was really dope. I'm excited for you to see a couple more episodes. And
that thing got me
really get into it
immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
She said, I'm in.
Hold on. This person's controlling the weather?
Yeah.
And he's the weatherman?
Right.
So, of course, no one's going to think he's the one doing it?
Bruh. So good.
And then he was even a part of the people they thought was doing it.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I think he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
I think he's doing pretty good.
Yep.
Which made no sense to me. If you're going to, you got to point the finger at someone.
Other than yourself.
So what I learned about X-Files is that this isn't necessarily about arrests, which I'm here for.
No.
Like no one got arrested, even though a lot of people were harmed.
There aren't a lot of arrests in the show.
So I feel like I can be down for this
down
propaganda.
to something. Whatever paranormal situation is happening, a lot of the time they get away or resolve the situations themselves, or the thing gets killed because it's like dangerous.
Yeah,
it's a monster or something. But it's not a lot of people that get arrested escape. Like these are paranormal situations. They're not.
Okay, that's fair.
They're not on the raft like in MCU. No.
Well, I don't know why there's a law enforcement arm that's going to check these things out then. I think maybe they could just be investigators, but
they're literally being sent on wild goose chases every single time. His nickname in the department is Spooky Mulder.
Oh.
Scully has been partnered with him as punishment.
I will say that I could tell she was not a fan.
Yeah.
She was like, not this shit again.
Nah, the FBI hates them. Their office is in the basement
Well, I'm going to learn
with
more.
No windows.
I'm going to learn lots more about this.
Yeah.
Well, then she should be happy that they're out and about. You know what? We're done. Sorry, we kept you here.
Stay engaged.
Too many things. Yes, stay engaged, please, with us all week. Follow us on Instagram at News with My Fiance. Follow Ambush at Scambeezy. Follow me at Portland Morgan. Become a member. Sock it to our pockets at patreon.com/News with My Fiance.
Yes. Please head on over to the website. Check out the goodies we have over there. The merch store. Also hop on the Patreon. There are free levels.
Newswithmyfiance.com.
Check that out. You know what I'm saying? Want to give a shout out to our fiancés, Casey,
C's,
Cher Bear,
Ella,
Jay,
Katie,
Kyle,
Michelle,
Olivia,
Ross.
Hello, and our growing stable of free 99 fiancés. Thank you for all your support and encouragement and staying engaged with us.
Yeah.
But you know the deal. Don't let the individuals distract you from the systems. Poverty is a policy choice. People over profits. Power to the people. None of us are free until we're all free. No war but class war. Go hard on systems and not people, Ambush.
Hello. Okay, make it personal, baby. Let's go.
Pish posh.
Oh.
We'll see you Thursday morning.
Bye.
7:30 a.m. on X-Ray FM.
That's it. Go enjoy your evening.
Thanks for tuning in. And you can catch this show streaming live on YouTube every Monday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And our podcast episodes are available everywhere you listen to podcasts except Spotify.